it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yep.
All right, any public comment? Any public comment? Hey, you're supposed to give the sign. Was it no? Maybe at the end, you'll have a second chance. For this evening, there's a motion to approve the work session minutes of September 9th, 2025, and the business legislative minutes of September 16th, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Next is information from Parkway West. Mrs. Shaw?
The only thing I can recall, and unfortunately I can't bring up my Parkway Word docs, I don't know if that's going to be wanting to let me know again, but I just wanted to mention that we got like a renewal of an accreditation from, I think it was for the Vet Tech Assistant Program, and I just wanted to say that I think there's only 13 across the nation who have this.
Oh, wow.
This, what do you call it, CERT accreditation, and so, I mean, you've heard Dr. Copeland mention all this, how he likes to have external accreditation for all the programs, so that was pretty awesome. That's like 1 in 13. But I can't pull up the name right now, but, okay. And we'll have a motion later, and we'll discuss part of it.
Thank you. Mr. Raza with the Shasta report.
Good evening, folks. I know everybody wants to hear a report from Shasta, but unfortunately, I don't have any news, so thank you. Unless Dr. Stropkin knows something.
No, there's not.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There was a spark.
There was.
It was a spark, but it relinquished back to me.
All right.
See.
Well, keep us posted.
Thank you.
Slide with PSBA.
The annual conference is going on right now. I assume that's why you're here in Christian lot.
You win.
There's still no budget, which I don't think is news to anybody, but, you know, hey, there's time to put, bills out to require mandates and extra expenses for schools, just not money.
How is that gonna affect, like, Keystone Oak at this point?
Right now, we're not affected. I mean, we have enough cash flow from real estate taxes. Again, once it gets later on in the year, we may, see some hits and things like that. We have had talks with business managers. A lot have suggested to not pay charter schools, so that way they get mad because they're getting their funding through us, so if we're not getting funding, why pay them? And then maybe they'll complain as well and join the fight. So that's out there. A lot of schools have been doing that, so that's one thing we can look at. Yeah, we're trying to get there. So.
And is there any concern about, like, food, like lunches?
So right now, that's not effective. We're getting reimbursement from the state and federal government for lunches. So as of right now, that's still on there, so that's not a concern at the moment. So.
Any news from the borough?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that there's going to be a street cleanup this Saturday in Castle Shannon. We'll meet at 9 a.m. in the James Street parking lot. And it may be a little chilly, but you don't have to get in the street. We allow people to just help generally pick up litter, around the T-stop, kind of a borough cleanup too. So if anyone is listening on the public, please come.
What time?
It's 9 a.m. and then we'll
Thank
get
you.
started around 9:30. There's free donuts and coffee.
Great. We did that with the Girl Scouts one year, a couple years.
Yeah, the Girl Scouts have sometimes come and helped. If you're listening, Girl Scouts.
Protect our waterways.
Greentree had a game warden come, one of the council members had a committee meeting with the game warden, because there've been a lot of complaints about deer management or lack thereof. And, the game warden gave a bunch of information about, you know, what the options are and what would be required. So the borough is going to be looking into some different ordinances and potentially opening up, hunting maybe. I mean, it's all maybe, in the areas that are large enough, which is pretty much the nature center in Braintree is the only place that's large enough.
It seems like we're getting more and more of this foxes. I wonder if,
The foxes don't bother anything.
Yeah.
That was brought up for discussion. Yeah, the foxes are not bothering anything. In fact, one was walked up my driveway yesterday.
they can be the creeps. But...
Bring up that Dormont Elementary thing.
Oh, the haunted trail?
Yes.
Oh, yes, Dormont Elementary is hosting the haunted trail Friday and Saturday night. Child-friendly scares, and they're also looking for volunteers. And they're offering middle school and high school, like, volunteer hours, if anybody has the time.
Mm-hmm.
Not us all. Anybody else?
Is there a new crossing guard?
Yeah, there is the crossing guard at, Hillsdale and Potomac. It's Hillsdale when it goes across too, yeah. Right at the light there, so that helps. We did not have, an executive session before today's meeting. That takes us to the superintendent's report. Dr. Strauss?
Thank you, Mrs. Donahue. I'm going to do both items together. We have I'm recommending the board approve the student agreement as listed, and as we spoke last week, recommend that the board accept Bethel Park School District to enter Project Succeed.
I'll make the motions.
Second.
Any discussion? How many districts are we with, or are we working with for Project Succeed?
9 or 10?
We haven't,
10.
I know we haven't received one or two back. They kind of have been holding it until they have a student who's going to participate in it, to have it board approved. But I believe we have 8 out of 10 now.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried.
Concludes.
Thank you. Mrs. Shaw with the policy report.
Yes, we have 6 first reading policies, to be approved tonight. I'll make a motion to, for items 1 through 6, those are the first reading of all of those policies.
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carried. Thank you, Mrs. Shaw. Dr. Stropke with the pupil personnel report.
Sure, I'm going to take the whole report again, too, because these are typical items. We discussed in work session last week, items 1, 2, 3. Those are for an individual student, different family service agreement with Wesley Family Services. And we also had on the agenda, work session agenda last week, the affiliation agreement. Every 5 years, we have to renew to Colleges University. This is for RMU. They sent it to us. We have to renew that for their accreditation. The 2 new items that are on there from last week that they came in and we've gone on there is we recommend that the board approve the co-op school nurse practical affiliation with the Eastern University. We do have somebody here who wants to do their practicum for nursing, school nursing. So we need this. The Eastern University has to have that agreement signed.
Oh, so it's somebody work, like, to come be one of our nurses, or not be, but to,
This is to.
not for a student going out.
Get their
for-
certification.
Okay,
Get their
gotcha.
certification. Just like we have with Carlo, it's student teaching for nurses.
Gotcha.
But the universities must have that. So it's student teaching for nurses. We've never had an agreement with Eastern. They have somebody here locally that's doing it, wants to do their practicum here. So this has to be on their file. The other.
Well, this is somebody who's coming, are they employed, are they salaried?
No.
Yeah.
No,
They're a student at the college.
they're students at college, correct?
They paid by the district? An employee, who's going back to school for their certified school nurse.
Oh, okay,
Oh.
okay, so they're
They
already
are,
working
yes.
for us?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I
So, yeah.
stand corrected, I did not know that, yeah. So they're already working for us, getting their certification, but they're going through this school. So in other words, this school needs it on file that we will be there, that we accept under their conditions. They're basically student teachers or nurses. Okay. I did not realize there was a person here already. Oh, I thought it was just somebody, okay. I stand corrected on that one. The other one is, we do this every year. There's another service, so we do have other agreements with the Associated Occupational Therapy, AOT. You've seen those before. They also offer services through speech therapy services. So we've never approved that piece of the agreement. We're approving the agreement in the event that we want to use those services for outside agencies to help us out, we could use them. That's part of that agreement. So, yeah.
Doctor, we have an agreement with, Watson, correct?
That's what we just.
Right? Is it, no, it's Wesley, you said.
Well, no, we have
well,
lots of
right.
students.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's,
we have students going,
there's-
sure.
Is there two satellite ones? There's one in Leedsdale and there's one in South Fayette?
You know what?
One is the weekly.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know the one in Swickley.
But there's, I rode by one, I think there's one in South Fayette on Hickory Grade Road. Pretty
What
new.
are you talking, Watson or
Watson
Wesley?
Institute?
Yeah, you're right. I think you're correct.
Yeah, and we have students to go to Watson, right, correct?
Mhm.
Okay,
Correct,
thank you.
correct. Yeah. Okay, so that's the personnel.
Make that motion.
Any discussion? Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. And Ms. Snyder with the personnel report.
Thank you. There are a couple items here. The first item, is a retirement, for Nancy Kramer, and that is for 23 years of service.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Incredible. 23 years. Great.
All in favor? Oh,
No, go ahead, vote on it. No, I want to say what means.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
And I also personally want to thank Nancy, but I also want to add too, while Nancy has taught various English courses here, and so on and so forth, Nancy was also, a pillar in the, Varieties program. So with Nancy leaving now, whether or not we have an individual that picks up Varieties after all these years, we don't know. But Nancy was key to that.
How many years was she involved, Bob?
Nancy?
Yeah.
Varieties?
Yeah,
Probably close to all 23.
wow, good job.
Yeah, probably close to all 23,
Wow.
yeah, that she was involved here. So, but that is something else that Nancy also did that sometimes people did not realize that she was doing. Because it's such a short period of time. They start doing varieties in September, it's what they do at the beginning of November, and it's done, it's over with, yeah. But she was very key to that, so both in the classroom and outside the classroom. Nancy also, I don't think that she would mind, I also want to mention too, Nancy was also a nurse. And so Nancy, for many, many years, did our student club for nursing here. So Nancy did, so she's in teaching and nursing, so, she's going to be missed in a lot of different capacities, so, I want to thank her. So, we'll get a chance to honor Nancy later this year. Okay. Yeah.
Emily, can you do 1 through 4 and then 5 separately, because I have to abstain.
Yep, thank you. Next are gonna be, appointments. I'm gonna take 1 through 4 together. We have, a correction for, an appointment for a professional employee listed there for special education. We have, some more paraprofessionals
Mhm.
that we'll be approving,
That's great.
which is great, yeah. We have a custodian. And then we also have, a change in activity sponsor stipend for the two activities listed there.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Okay, and then item 5, we have activity sponsors listed here for the 25-26 school year, for all of the activities, listed here. Can I make my own motion? I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
I just wondered, why there's so many volunteers for boys basketball. If anybody knows that, I've never seen that many volunteers on any of these things before.
We double checked to make sure they were right, and they are, so they all are volunteering, yeah. We questioned it to make sure, but it's accurate.
What are they volunteering for, though?
They come and help out with different practices with the kids, to run different drills with them. Is the explanation.
My child has participated in the basketball program, and you pack the gym. They pack the gym with kids and break them up into small groups. So these are,
For varsity?
This is varsity, yeah.
oh, this is varsity. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm thinking of a different program.
Yeah,
Huh.
Do they know the rules?
I mean, there were like 6 or 7, 8 people.
If you ever have enough.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Are those students?
No,
No, I don't think so.
Well, I'm glad,
one player, former player, and a
glad
former
to see
player's
so many
dad.
people interested in varsity basketball.
Maybe they rotate, like, who can be there on what day. That would make sense if they're.
I just hope that they have a hierarchy and it's not just a free-for-all, because there is a coach and there's an assistant coach. And all of the volunteers, that's why are they doing like performance art or something this year to bring people into the game? Because there's just so many volunteers.
Good questions.
Just as long as it doesn't interfere with the,
I mean, the,
sport and the
Has it always
game.
been this many?
no,
No.
There's always been one, usually volunteer. So,
Is there a perk to volunteering?
I mean, other than
What's some kind of,
feeling good about helping out.
like what, free tickets or something?
Sure. Free
Yeah.
ride to the game? I
Free
don't know.
corn dogs? I don't know.
Oh, we need a free.
Well,
If
if
you
it's,
go to the
if
game.
we're paying for it, then it's not free for us, so.
I don't know if it stood out to anybody else, but it certainly did for me. One of my sons played basketball, and I just don't know what they're doing now with all of the volunteers.
I mean, if it hasn't historically been this high, then, yeah, it wants your question.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's like consistent with the, maybe they're running drills, they're only coming, once or
A
twice,
couple
they're
days.
specializing in that, and obviously we would need to approve them because they, for legality purposes, even if it was just like one or two.
Well, maybe they get there they should get there earlier. Some people work, right? Maybe they get there to open the doors, I don't know.
We don't have a cap to the number of volunteers, right?
We've said, recently that anybody who may help out or be on there, whether it's one time, not, has to be board approved.
Right,
now, we will not allow anybody not. We want to make sure that they have clearances or, following the rules from there. Because we have had instances in the past, where we find out later that there were volunteers there that we weren't aware of. So, I really, been a stickler on that this year, of making sure anyone who may help out or will is approved, get recognized, so.
They're making sure they're covered.
Makes sense, thank you. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Aye. Oh, sorry. Motion carries. That's important.
And then the last item I have are, 3 employees that's listed for family and medical leave, and I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Thank you. Now we're on to Mr. Hill with the finance report.
Right. take the first item first, and then we'll get into the second or motion to approve the accounts payable as listed in the finance package.
Second.
Was there a motion?
Yeah.
Sorry. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
And the next three items are new, so we'll start with the Parkway West CTC purchase. So motion to approve the purchase of a real property located in North Fayette, the main campus, listed parcel and the adjacent land parcel as well, encompassing approximately 33.4 acres, and energy center and adjacent buildings, including approximately 9 acres of parcel listed as a jointure district of Parkway West Career and Technology Center. So I believe we have to
Roll call?
roll call. Yeah, this has to be a roll call.
We need a motion. Or
Yes.
you made the motion, now we need a second.
Second.
So can there be just a synopsis given in case anybody is on Zoom for
Yeah,
what this
I
is?
wanted to mention.
Okay.
If it's okay. So, and any of the members of the public, if they read the minutes or something, they're welcome to email me so Bill doesn't have to deal with anything. But if you have questions about this, because it's gonna sound like a whirlwind, you know, just to summarize it tonight. Basically, Parkway West, there was a facility study done at Parkway West, and because the building is in need of pretty large renovations. The building was built in the 70s, and some additions were built a little bit later. But basically, while that study was going on, Pittsburgh Technology Center, which was like a vocational school, but it wasn't for high school students. It was for adults. Shut down, and that school that parcel of land that is owned out there became available for purchase, theoretically. And it is a vocational school. It was built as a vocational school. It was built in the late 90s. And the jointure committee was given the report about the work that needs to be done at Parkway, and also this opportunity to look into this other campus instead. And basically, it was, I don't want to say determined, because there's always questions in the air, but the amount of money that would need to go in to make the existing Parkway building more functional and to bring it up to full compliance is likely going to be a lot more, about, possibly $10 million more at least, than what is estimated to bring the Pittsburgh Technical College up to par for what we would like for the students. As stewards of the taxpayers' money, it's important that we invest the money in the right places for it. And so it was determined that was probably the best way to go, would be to purchase the other building. There would be costs associated with, obviously, the cost of the building, purchasing it, but some significant renovations. But those significant renovations were also less than what was considered in the original study to bring the existing Parkway building up to snuff, as you might say. So,
In total cost.
in total cost.
Including the purchase.
Yes, including the purchase of this building. And, and I just want to say that.
And mostly because Parkway's outgrown itself.
That is, yes, and that's why I say that to the public, this could go on and on. Parkway is bursting at the seams. As I mentioned, the campus is older. It was built in the 70s. It has not had a significant renovation. I think can you imagine a building that's never had a renovation, that's older like that, you know, you don't know, the nuts and the bolts can be difficult once you start going into it, and there's a lot of questions as to, you know, once renovations start being done, you know, is it, you know, are you gonna run into more issues? You always can. And, you know, inheriting, I don't wanna say inheriting, but bringing a new building that's, you know, got 40 years newer technology and just seems kind of like a no-brainer in the sense of it's less risk, and then also provides more space for the programs to grow and to thrive. And honestly, neither option is perfect, right? Perfect would be we build a whole new Parkway campus, customize it, too, but, you know, that's not gonna happen. So, I hope that summarizes it for the public. Like I said, I'm happy to, if anyone wants to email me from the public or call me, I'm happy to, you know, talk about it. So the first motion is the purchase of the property. I know we only have the first motion right now, but just to say, the first motion is for the purchase of the property. The second motion is to provide the financing for the purchase of the property plus the renovation. So that's why there's two separate motions. And now we get into my op-ed a little bit here.
Annie, can I ask a question for the public?
Yeah, yeah.
So, a jointure district implies that there's other school districts that also have to vote on this, correct?
Yes, all
Okay.
12. There's 12 total, so the cost for the whole shebang is divided by 12, and the ratio of what each of those districts pays is based on a formula that is based on 11th and 12th graders in all the school districts. So we don't pay the exact same rate, or as a portion as other. Every district pays a little bit different, but it's relative to their size and budget.
But we can send students starting 9th grade, though. That's just considering 11th and 12th graders? Like the
Yes,
numbers?
it's just that's the way that the jointure agreement was written and how it would count, how it was,
Way, way back.
yeah, when they put the, I don't know if that was by law or just how our jointure agreement was written.
And can you remind me, we have a lot of students at Parkway, right?
115 currently right now.
Nice.
So that's 23% of the high school population is at Parkway.
So it seems pretty easy to.
23%.
What's our share?
Our yearly share right now?
Yeah, like the 12 other districts.
For this project,
Yeah.
Be about $260,000 a year for, if it were a 30-year bond that goes on finance. So it'd be $260,000 a year roughly. Once again, I have to say roughly because it depends when you hit the bond price and what they get with the financing.
Does pro rata share ever change? Like now it's based on, say we have 100 kids, another school district has 150 or however it works. You know, that changes all the time.
No.
As ours goes down.
The purchase and the finance, no, the purchase will not share in your share. When the agreement is made, whatever our enrollment is currently then, that's what it goes by. So if we happen to go up 40, 50, 60 more students over the course of this time, you don't pay any more. You'll pay your share at the time.
It's district enrollment, not,
Yeah.
not what students that are being sent to Parkway. Total district enrollment for 11th and 12th grade is how they.
Yeah, it's both 11th and 12th grade, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a number of 11th and 12th graders you have in your whole.
District, whether you send one or
Yeah.
500.
Right.
Based on.
Correct.
So we would still be paying our annual cost for students.
Yeah,
Correct.
Yeah, so you'll be
And
paying
that's
that,
based on,
and that's based on how many kids are going out.
over a period of time.
Correct.
Ms. Shaw, we don't, is there a time limit on this purchase? I mean, will it go on the market? Maybe somebody else can purchase this if we don't,
I mean,
I'm sure we're not the only ones interested in this.
I can't say what will happen to the property, you know.
We're just following sort of what we have to do, because all 12 districts have to agree, correct?
Correct.
So,
But that's part of sort of the urgency to
Yeah.
vote it
Right,
down
yeah.
as opposed to later, because it's up for sale now. And we don't know if there's somebody else out there looking to buy.
And that sales agreement, so no, I'm putting it on a different hat as the superintendent of record of Parkwood. That's why I do want to stay away from this and let our board representatives say. But that agreement, when they signed that agreement to go into this, we have from the day of that agreement for about 280 days to make the move on this. It's locked in an agreement. If that 280 days exceeds, then this is open for.
Open on the
it's
open
open
market.
for- Correct.
That's what I was
And that was
asking.
through the realtors. I thought that's what you were saying. And the realtors have that locked in for right now.
So this could be,
Are other people, to Ms. Shaw's point, I don't know.
I don't know
other
either.
people.
I don't think it's 280 days though if it's voted down.
Correct. If it's voted down
It's not.
by the thing, then it's not.
Then it's-
If it's voted down by anyone, then it's done.
It's done.
It's done. It's done. If
It's off the
voted
drawing
down-
board.
If it's down, it's done, and then you'll have to go, Parkway will have to go back to the drawing board and decide. I can tell you right now that one of the things that have to come up is students will be denied to go to Parkway. Because there is an absolute safety issue out there. Students have already had to been denied out of the cosmetology program because you just cannot have all those things. That's one. I think when we heard from Dr. Copeland last week, you also heard of the overcrowdedness. I believe he said in welding.
Outside, there
Well,
was,
I know it. I don't want to say something he didn't say. I know where the overcrowdedness is. There are programs. It's crowded.
on top of each other, yeah.
and the point is that we don't want to take anything away from, any opportunities away from the students. You know, we don't want anybody being turned away from any of the programs if they want to be part of that.
I want false hope.
So I think with that discussion, that pretty much covered even the second motion, which you haven't got to yet, to explain the findings to that we're ultimately. Yeah.
I'm in favor.
Good,
But
good,
not
good
just,
question.
you know.
So our vote today, whoever we decide, when does the public find out how the others vote?
So, what we'll do is after you vote, I will call, Dr. Copeland on my way home, and then I will just notify you tomorrow where our vote is, and if he discloses to me what another district may or may not have done,
Then
I will obviously let you know that.
we throw it in the hat, and then
I will let you know that.
You could go to all the school boards and look,
yeah.
You could do that too,
but not for 2 months.
Dr.
It has to be unanimous, right?
Wouldn't be
Yes.
like 2 months.
All 12.
No, because
I'm gonna say it, I don't care.
Yeah, good.
I'm gonna say it.
wanna wait till we vote
Sorry,
on it?
no, not till we vote, I'm just saying as part of the discussion.
Yeah, she's
You
gonna
know, I think this is, as stewards of the public's money, our goal isn't to not spend money, our goal is to spend money the right way. And I think this spends money the right way. I don't like spending money. No one likes spending money. I mean, we've got our own issues here. Other districts have their own issues. But the money's got to be spent. Money has got to come from somewhere. And this is the most logical use of the taxpayers' money for all of the school districts. And there have been other districts who have formally voted this down, at least one, new township. I'm calling them out. I don't care. You know, and there's a couple others that are thinking about it. I'm not gonna say anything until I know for sure. I think that they are not, I think, while every district has its own issues, I think we all as school directors have to look at how do we spend the public's money responsibly and for the students, and, you know, and Parkway West is going to have renovations. No matter what, those renovations are going to happen. I would like to see those renovations, you know, be in the most economical way possible, while also giving some breathing room to certain programs. Just breathing room on the campus in general. I know it sounds silly, but buses are literally lining up on, what's the road?
I was called West Elm.
Oakdale Road?
Oakdale Road.
Oakdale Road, they're literally blocking the road. We have so many buses coming from all these districts, you know, and the police aren't very happy about that, because there's just not enough room for everyone parking and just the campus itself is, unfortunately, it's been outgrown, and it's gonna take a lot of funds to bring it to compliance once we start digging into the walls of that building. And so
A concrete brick wall.
I would really hope that all of our board members here vote in the affirmative to show, you know, how, even though it is effectively dead, that we care, and this is the logical use of our own district's money. So I really hope you can see that, and we'll show.
Thanks, Sue.
Yes, thank you. Very well said. All right, we're gonna do a roll call.
For the first one.
Just the purchase, just the purchase.
Mr. Razzo.
Well, being that I've seen a lot of education money be wasted, I think this would be a good vote to vote yes and see the fruits of this program go forward.
Mrs. Wyden?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Hill?
Yes.
Mr. Laporte?
Yes.
Mrs. Shaw?
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Mrs. Donahue?
Yes.
Unanimously passed.
Then the second item is the motion for financing the purchase to ourselves.
Should we talk about this?
Second.
It was all just
Yeah.
talked about.
It was all blended,
Yeah.
it's all blended in together, really, yeah.
How many acres are they on now?
Not 9, that's for sure.
Well, there's a lot of acreage out there that's not used.
Yeah.
So that property goes way out there. Yeah, well, she calls
It's
it a hill.
actually currently.
It's a
Yeah.
cliff.
Yeah.
It's bad.
You can't use it.
You can't use it. It would need a lot of excavation. So if you added on to the buildings, which, that excavation alone.
Be a fortune.
Mr. Laporte just asked if there was debt on the building, and what would happen to the proceeds from the sale, and I just clarified that. I don't believe there's any debt on the Parkway, existing Parkway building,
there's
and
not.
any.
So eventually, when they get moved in,
Yeah.
that property could be sold.
So, and make some money.
And
Be a
that
down
was
payment.
discussed last week.
Yeah,
It would be reimbursed.
yeah, that will get reimbursed, correct. So the second motion is just to begin, to allow Parkway to begin to start seeking funding to do that project.
Mr. Laporte?
Yes.
Mrs. Wyden?
Yes.
Mrs. Shaw?
Yes.
Mr. Razzo?
Yes.
Mr. Hill?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson?
Yes.
Ms. Snyder?
Yes.
Ms. Lindsay?
Yes.
Mrs. Donahue?
Yes.
Unanimously carried.
I'm just gonna ask with the board's permission, would you allow me to make that phone call this evening to Dr. Hill?
Yes, please.
I will do on your behalf to make that phone call.
No vote.
You don't have to vote on it, I just want to get, you don't have to, but I just want to be able to be the spokesperson as the superintendent of this district. Go ahead. Teresa's gonna email. Thanks, Teresa.
To be continued.
Save me. Okay, and then there's the number.
And then, the last item is the NIRA consulting engineers, motion to approve the NIRA consulting engineers to provide engineering services for the, Chiefland Oaks district at Aiken Elementary in regard to the new methane, exhaust system feasibility study project and costs as listed.
Second.
Any discussion?
Remember, gang, this is a study, this ain't the actual work. The actual work would be probably a third party, right, doctor, to do the actual work?
Yeah, so this is just for them to get all the bidding specs, and documentation that we needed. They won't do the work, but they will oversee the project.
They'll be scoping the work, but they're not gonna do the work. We'll have to probably hire a third party or a contractor to do the actual work, the excavation, logistics, the markings, everything. If the study says whatever we have to do.
Is this study to determine whether or not
It's feasible.
it's our property versus the borough's property, or has that already been determined?
So no, so part of this will be, in order to go out the bids on the project, until they actually get in there and start fixing, we don't know where all the issues are. We sort of need to just go out and, get in there to do the work. So, once they start the work, we'll be able to see where all the problems are, whether it's on our property, the borough's property, a combination of both. But because the pipes are clogged, there are other issues, that can't be determined until we actually start doing that work.
Exactly. I don't know what it is.
I read the proposal, and is there any kind of estimate of what we think the fix might cost?
I don't think so. I think their biggest struggle with estimating is because they don't truly know how much is, cracked or clogged or where the true issue is, to give an estimate. It's tough on them. But I'll follow up with them just to see if they have best case scenario and a worst case scenario, at least give us a range of, hey.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm
See what
wondering,
their findings
I've
are.
heard obviously, it probably varies by the type of project, engineering costs be somewhere between 10 and 20% of the total cost of, is that the ballpark we're looking at, or we don't even know?
Yeah, I'll try to find out. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'll find out.
Have we already paid somebody to look into the methane issue?
This is like round 2.
Yeah, so they were already paid to do the study. When they did that study, they did come up with their conclusions, but again, a lot of it was not feasible for them to get a total cost or see where the true issue is because of the blockage in the pipes, some being cracked, not being able to get in there until the work is done to clean it and get in there. So because those costs are high, they wouldn't proceed with doing that until we do that. So they did give us their thoughts on it. It does need fixed. There are issues at hand that do need addressed, but the extent of those aren't going to be determined until they sort of get in there to fix a lot of those blockages and clear them out and just see where the true issues are.
You can't put together bid specs until you know exactly what needs fixed.
Yeah, so the first part of the whole, this proposal, the whole project is to schedule the cleaning and inspection of that storm pipe, which we can, so in order to do that, they will have that clean, and get in there to see where all of the issues are. So until it is clean, like I said, there's
Probably camera.
determined. So yeah, so once it is clean, now that they will be able to camera and get all the details on where the true issues are, and then we go for bids on that. So, we'll know where the issues are, whether it's our property or boroughs, before we go out to bid on that. But, part of this is to schedule that cleaning, which will be done by a third party, to really see where all the properties are.
What's the symptom? What is leading us to go digging around in this pipe to try to figure out?
So we were told that the methane pump is needed. Currently it's not operable. As of right now, it is not a safety hazard or anything to the building. But if we continue to leave it, not fixed and ongoing, that could change, drastically. So rather than us risk the, risk of having hazards to the school and having to close down because, methane can get in there or there could be other issues, we need to just address it and, get in there.
Yeah, it's also putting a very big burden on our equipment out there. We have a fan out there, and it's not working properly, it's getting water.
Yeah,
And,
so the fan has broken probably since I've been here
Yeah,
3 or 4 times.
And it's not
some
cheap.
being
Is that on the
significant
shack?
cost To repair, yeah, those, so, rather than keep investing on fixing the fan that's gonna keep breaking, because
Yeah.
the true issue isn't fixed, we're going this route. I'm also looking into environmental grants. Kristen did tell me that she thought she heard from some people that, the government does offer some environmental grants to sort of help out.
Excellent.
So she's been looking into it for me to, apply as soon as I get information from her.
Maybe to clean
Put
act.
in to get that, see anything that can help with that cost. So.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Hill.
Thank you, Mr. Hill.
Next up, we have Mr. LaPorte with athletics and activities report.
All right, thank you. We have, two items. One's an overnight trip, motion to approve the following overnight trip. It's listed there, Golden Eagles Marching Band. Information. No district funds are requested.
Any discussion? All in,
Thank you to the visitors.
yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
That'd be nice. Nice trip.
And the last item is to advertise for athletic bids. Motion to approve the advertisement of athletic bids for the 26-27 school year.
I'll second. Any discussion?
Motion's
Can
approved.
you help me understand what the bids means? Like, what kinds of bids are being
We'll get,
requested?
for uniforms, equipment, we'll put it out to bid. And then, once the bids come in, we'll see what it costs.
Right.
It should be in the notes.
Everything.
I think he's looking at turf too, right?
Yeah.
Turf. There's in the
Yeah.
notes that were sent out about, from the, committee meeting.
And that's separate from the bid, so.
Oh, that is.
We're having companies come in just to give us estimates, because we've talked about needing it, but those wouldn't be in the, athletic, these are more just equipment for individuals, on there.
Mr. Kubiak, these advertisements, do they go into the newspaper?
Yeah, so we're required by school code, I wish they would change it, but to advertise it in the paper, I expect that we waste time, but,
Right.
yeah, they'll be in the paper. We usually have the same, 5 or 6 companies that do, most of them do partial bids, but it's really just the same companies around here that bid, and, you know, year after year, awarded, so it's still,
Thank you.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Motion carries.
Is there an update in terms of the athletic committee with regards to the fence that they were replacing at the stadium? Is that work done?
So we have reached out to them. I know Mr. Jenkins has been trying to schedule time for them to come out, but they have not scheduled that. So originally we thought it'd be done now. It hasn't been done yet. So I'll follow up. I'll check with him again this week and then provide it capsule, to you guys where we're at on that. We were told that they could start it and then some things came up and they haven't come up.
Thank you. I've heard some public comments from students that perhaps if they're caught being good students, they should be able to walk around a little bit more at the football game. Maybe they could be given wristbands or something to prove that they're the good ones. I was there Friday night and I sat in like the empty area where all of the kids were.
Yeah.
They were kids.
Yeah.
But, you know, I didn't have to sit there. I'm just relaying the public outcry.
Not for you to discuss, no, but I know the athletic committee, because I've read the notes, but it's not coming up here, so I shall bring it up. There has been a lot of issues with the young kids at the games,
The young ones.
the young ones, basically elementary and maybe younger middle
Are you
school.
football kids?
Babysit
It's
by.
been bad, it's been like a babysit, it's getting real out of control. And I do know that the committee, because I do read the notes, and I did ask the athletic director about it, they is concerned other school districts have moved to children at up to a certain age, and they're all a little bit different, I can't say to what age, would have to be accompanied by an adult to get them through.
Well,
But we would need the board, I would want the board and ask the board to make that, and allow that to happen, so there's the support there. My concern is individuals possibly, walking. I being one of them who's getting older and sometimes has a difficult time getting up and down the steps, does not want to be knocked out, okay, and other things. But going to the concession stands and other things, so that's what, Ms. Donahue is alluding to. I know the athletic committee talked about it, but the football season is just about over.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that, I know they're going into the playoffs, but it is really more of the stadium, that's my understanding, not really like indoor sports, like in the gyms and stuff. Am I correct on that? I mean, I was,
Yeah,
Tom, am I
that's what-
correct on that?
That's
Is
what I
that
was hearing,
the concern more about the stadiums, Tom? That was more
like
of the
Friday night
concern.
football.
Friday night football, that it was like with soccer or basketball or things
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
So, once again, season's just about over, you're not gonna change things in those seasons, so something for the committee to think about, bring back a recommendation, and, I don't even know if that even has to be voted on, it's just something we wanna be able to put in place, possibly for next year. So we have about, 8 months, 9 months to think about what you want for next year.
I'm glad to hear the issue wasn't with the high school students, because
No,
me personally, I attend the games, and I think it brings a lot of fun. They have a lot of fun there, and
Student section.
I think that I personally think they're really well behaved, and,
I
you
do
know,
too, and this year I've been back because of Ava moving on, and I've been to all the games. I think our student section overall has been really good, nothing surprising, I think they've been really good. And this past Friday night, I have to say, we played the rival across the street. We did get beat, but it was the first time in quite some time that I saw the band, the student section, and the cheerleaders all coordinated, and when there was a cheer happening, they were all pitching in. I have one concern, though, about what I saw. You're all gonna laugh. You have to get them to change, something about, the school colors, black and gold. They're not black and gold. They're gold and white. Come on, our sister colors are gold and white. They're not black and gold. They're gold and white. So I had to laugh about it. but
That actually reminds me, there's a communications meeting next week.
I'm not gonna be there, and I'm glad.
If anyone wants to continue
And
the
I'm
conversation
glad.
about our logo.
I'm glad.
Oh, I would too. Okay,
Okay, but anyhow, I teased the coach afterwards, the cheerleading coach, but, Ms. Shaw's exactly right, really, Friday night's game had a lot of energy and reminded me of what it was like to be young again and go to a good rival football game, even though we lost 55-0. It was 55-0. The kids were really into it, and you could feel the energy. You really could feel the energy. It was 55-0.
And they still have energy.
And they still had energy, and they kept it up, and I give them a lot of credit.
Yeah.
And I even got complimented, because I wore solid black, and they said, "You got the message." I said, "What was the message?" It was blackout night. I did not know. But they were really good, so, thanks. The kids were great, great kids.
All right, and that brings us back to public comment.
Do you want to introduce yourself? You don't have to.
Oh, I thought I had it.
Well, it's funny, but just in case.
That's all it counts.
I'm Jody Major, a resident of Dormont, and I'm here representing the League of Women Voters. Thank you.
Okay, welcome.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I want to thank Mark for showing up tonight. If you did, I got his name wrong, I apologize. Ryan, I got Ryan.
Okay.
Every time.
I'm sorry, Ryan. You're gonna definitely get a Christmas present from me.
No need.
Go out and vote.
All in favor?
I don't have a second. Oh,
Okay.
Teresa.
Teresa did.
first and
Second. Everybody second.
Okay, we're sorry, Brian.
Brian.
I said Mark. I said Mark first. Could have said Tricia.
Would have been funny.
Yeah. I could have said.